This is March 23rd, 2017. I'm in an area right in the campground of an area where I've seen many Sasquatch structures up at the top of this canyon last summer. But I've never been to this campground before. Now I came into the campground down below because the road is still closed. I can't get up above. Just kind of snooping around and found this thing that had been built. Now you'll notice a whole bunch of these logs or poles or sticks have been cut. But this is in an area where you're in the campground, so the down timber and that they all saw. Some of them though are broken off. And the thing that's interesting about it is okay, either this is built by a Sasquatch or some homeless person. Well, I can't imagine a homeless person building this. Now, possibly a hunter building it as a screen, but you see how interesting that is up at the top. The uprights are leaned up against the main tree, and then the crosswise branches are all stacked around it. But it doesn't screen it from the road, it screens it from what's inside the canyon. So anyway, this is interesting. Is this a Sasquatch structure? I have no idea, but I've never seen a homeless structure like this. Being located where this is, I would imagine at least a homeless person living here for a period of time, or someone camping here, would find a easier place here within this campground, because I mean, you could just basically build something like this under the camp tables that you can see are right near this. I'm 50-50 on this, maybe a little more, but the number of them that are cut, I would say at least 50%, possibly more, have cut ends. But again, this is very possible here for a campground. There's a pile of sticks here on the ground. Those are all just broken off. Look like the sort of thing somebody would collect for a fire. Those have all been broken, with the exception of a couple of ends. My camera's out of battery. I left it on in my car, so I'm using the backup of my backup. And here it is. I'm looking towards the north. I mean, like I said, this is right in the campground, but there have only been a few people up here, probably some people clearing trails in that right recently, because I'm one of the first people up here. Here's something I forgot to mention. Those boughs are still awfully green, but they're a little more dried than the tree that they're propped against. And also, most of those boughs have been torn off. They're not part of the branches that are piled up there. And that means this thing has been put here within about the last 30 days. It wasn't here last fall, because you've had Christmas trees in your house. You know how dried out they get. You know what I mean? After just a couple of weeks. So this is fairly fresh. This is really interesting to me. I said I've got a bunch of cut off ends, but I am really fascinated by this blind. And we're way out of the hunting season. No hunter would have done this in that time frame. Okay, this is either done by somebody homeless who came up here and lived, which, you know, 2 weeks ago, this place was completely, you couldn't get up here with snow. You could have got up here with a snowmobile. You know, maybe somebody came in here and did this, spent a night who was snowmobile. But that's the only thing I can say. The other thing is there's no fire ring here. And I would think that if humans built this, they would have built a fire ring to keep some warmth in there. This, again, these branches are freshly cut, and you can see they're piled there. I mean, here's one. It was just recently torn off. These branches haven't been in this structure for more than about 30 days at the most. These green pine boughs. Here's the back side. something would have been inside there, or someone. Anyway, this is neat. Someone built it. They took a fair amount of time.